What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Navigating 20s. It's your host, Ethan.
And your host, Jocelyn.
As always, welcome back, you guys. It
has been an eventful Black History Month.
It has been an eventful Black History Month, truly. I think there's a lot to discuss, and this one was a good one, but it was a short one. I feel like February really just flew by. It's the last day of February.
The last day?
When this comes out, yeah.
Yeah, it is. It would be the last day of February, so that's why we gotta make it a bit more special. I think that's what I was thinking about when I was thinking about, like, ideas.
Yeah, for sure.
On what to talk about, because... yeah, February just came and went. We're, I think, officially a month into the current administration, and so much has changed.
So much has changed. So much has gone.
So crazy.
A lot has happened within the last couple of weeks that we're just like gearing up for and kind of trying to process as it happens, but definitely a lot that we need to jump into today. But welcome back, you guys. Thank you for tuning into the last episode.
Yes.
It seemed like some of you guys enjoyed it, and it was a bit of a longer one, but yeah, y'all were tuned in. It was a bit of fan service, I think.
Yeah, like truly, I just felt like, okay, let me get serious now.
Yeah,
let me get serious.
As much as we appreciate you guys like tuning in and everything, like seeing the views kind of go up and seeing like the numbers there kind of just made us realize like, oh, like maybe this could be like something.
Maybe someone is listening.
Maybe someone is listening.
Maybe
so
the girls and the gays are listening.
And we're going to continue to...
And some straight people.
Some straight people.
Some straight guys.
Some straight guys, too. I mean, this is an all-inclusive, open, safe space for everyone. But if you are straight, just know that you're subject to more lashings. You're subject to more lashings from us. And everybody else is safe. But
I keep thinking about that TikTok video where like it was popular last year where like they were like hitting another person and the person would go like
Wait, what? No, I'm not aware of this. But I had recently seen a video. It was like this brother and this sister, and I guess it's some trend. It's like, I'm doing this, what you doing? Have you heard of that or no? It's like, oh, I'm jumping out of a plane, and it's like you're doing the movements, and then the other person's like, what you doing? And then one of the guys, it was a black boy and a black girl, his younger sister, and he's doing like the little rodeo dance. He's like, oh, I'm riding a horse, what you doing? Right. And she goes, she's probably like 10 years old, and she goes with like so fast, she goes, I'm whooping the slaves, what you doing? I'm like, what in the hell is she talking about? It was crazy. As far as like
this one.
Let me see. No. Lashings. Y'all getting whoopings on y'all ass by a little animatronic, whatever the hell that was, a little 3D design. Yeah. That's what y'all deserve in today's society. We've truly, just this morning, we've had to unpack a lot of circumstances at the hands of men. So
yeah, that was crazy.
And as a man, like, I can see both perspectives, but then I'm also like, y'all need to get it together sometimes, because I don't even do that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I totally get it. So, pop culture, what's been happening in pop culture? We recently had the GRAMMYs. I think you also went to go see Tyler.
I went to go see Chromacopia Tour, that's right.
Yes, and we also actually got Cowboy Carter tour tickets.
We are officially gonna see Beyonce in flesh.
Oh my god, no.
That's so crazy to process.
When you like, oh my god, because I saw the pre-sale.
Pre-sale was crazy.
Pre-sale was killing people.
Actually.
The dynamic pricing, like, actually killed people, and I've seen this whole thing with, like, Ticketmaster and everything.
Fuck Ticketmaster. Monopoly-ass bitches.
Like, I'm just like, this is crazy, but... I mean, the fact that we got really good tickets for a really good price.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna go see Beyonce.
Yeah. And now that I'm thinking back on it, like, the whole reason that we were able to do the whole pre-sale, like, that was the first day that tickets went on sale. So I kind of went into it a little bit confidently. Like, I knew that it would be a bit of a wrestle for some of the tickets, and they were disappearing as I was clicking on them, but I knew that we would leave victorious and we would leave with something, you know what I mean? Not you knowing what I was going to say.
Yes, we talked about victory.
We were victorious, truly. Like, there's no other word for it. So now it's just like the whole waiting it out, and just getting ourselves ready, getting outfits, planning logistics, but we're going to see Beyonce.
And only having like a glass of water and like, air to eat. I've been seeing everybody's fridges on TikTok.
Yeah.
Like they're just like, I think it's with like the audio that Beyonce was preparing for like Coachella for. And she's like, I haven't had no meat, no carbs,
no dairy.
No dairy.
I'm limiting myself to meet my goals.
Yeah.
And that's how I kind of feel sometimes. Like, but I kind of resonate with that because it's like our show will be in Chicago. What are Chicago people called? Chicagoans?
I don't know. I mean, I've always heard that we're just the Windy City.
The Windy City. Well, prepare for
us.
Prepare for us. We're coming.
We're coming.
So yeah, and I actually the other day at work I was talking to a Beyonce fan. Like I know that he's into Beyonce.
Yeah, like Beehive.
Beehive, truly. And I was asking him like, oh, am I going to see you on Cowboy Carter tour? And he's going, but he's not going to be on our date. He's going to be the one before us. But
yeah,
Beehive is tapped in.
Yeah, one of my friends, he is also going, and he got section 111. Like, you got money.
No, because we were thinking about doing the like the covered section on the side, just in the case that it rains. Yeah. And those tickets, like even those pre-sale, were already in the 500 to 1,000 range.
Yeah.
So I was like,
that was crazy to look back at like the pricing for like the section that we were even at. And some like it was literally like it's dynamic pricing. It's not even resale. It was costing $925. I lost my brain.
They bumped that shit up. That's so wild.
That is crazy. That is so crazy. But we are excited.
Have you started looking at outfits or anything yet?
Not really entirely. I mean, I'm looking at the blonde wig or if I should just do my hair blonde. But it's because Beyonce's hair specifically, it's like a, how do you say it? It's like a very platinum. Very blonde.
It's like, very blonde,
very blonde. Very, like, white
blonde. Almost, yeah.
Like a white blonde. And I don't know if I could do that to my hair. So I'm just like, maybe I'll just wear a wig.
Yeah, I respect it.
Maybe I'll just wear a wig.
With the blonde wig, yeah.
Yeah. But then I'm like, how do I feel about everyone that's going to be wearing those, what are those, the chaps?
Chaps, yeah.
Chaps. And then everyone's going to have their, like, their bussy out.
Not the bussy. Well, I've started looking, just like, ignore this one because I don't know why this one is here. But, okay, let me create a little vision board as to, like, this is Texas. Like, okay, what's the vibe? What are we going into Cowboy Carter with? And I know that you can scroll. I know that it's giving like all white cowboy, but I'm just trying to figure out, okay, how can I go into this, be cohesive with the theme of the tour, but then also smash, and but also just like have my own twist on it, I guess you could say. So I've started looking at some things, and yeah, I'm excited.
It looks really nice.
Thanks.
Yeah. It reminds me so much of like how I think about Willie Chaveria's collections. It's like hints of the chains that you're looking at, cowboy-ish like aesthetic. I don't know, I just feel like this is really interesting. It's giving half Mexican, half black. Yeah,
I think it's a little bit of both, a little bit. I think it's taking into account like the cowboy aesthetic, but then also pulling from different cultural, not trying to cultural appropriate, but different, pulling from different. Right, for sure.
You're a cowboy on both sides.
On both ends, truly. So, yeah, I don't know. This was just representative in my mood board, I guess I'm making. So, definitely excited for Cowboy Carter. But in other Beyonce news, the Grammys just happened.
Oh, my gosh. The Grammys just happened, guys. And I know we talked a lot about what, our predictions were. Doechii won.
Doechii won Best Rap Album.
I, like, literally, when she won, like, I started bawling my eyes out. Like, I really did. I was like...
I'm so happy for her, but I'm sad that I didn't get to watch it live because I was like, okay, how do I watch the Grammys? You know what I mean? Because I had to find it on Tubi or something.
It was on Paramount.
The login.
I need to give you the login.
So I can watch Drag Race.
Yeah, I need to give you the login.
Yeah.
I was so depressed, I think, like 3 weeks ago, that I basically watched 16 hours of RuPaul with my very, very best friend. And that was insane to me because I was like, how did I finish one season of RuPaul? And these episodes are an hour long. And I actually invested into, like, the storylines and everything. So I wasn't skipping.
Oh, the storylines. Okay, so how'd you come out of it? How was the experience for you?
I came out of it, feeling like, well, yes, I'm really happy that drag queens exist, and I'm really happy that a lot of the drag queens that are in the competition, I'm so happy that they are here and that they're alive. And you know, I really appreciate RuPaul for making a show like this, because I think growing up, like, I just never had access to something like this, but I always knew of RuPaul. Talking with my friend about how basically I had watched this film in one of my classes like a couple years ago, and it was about Kurt Cobain, and Kurt Cobain maybe was bisexual, but he really liked RuPaul, and he liked when she like would perform on stage. And you know, I also listened to an episode of Call Her Daddy with RuPaul, where he's talking about his, is it a memoir, is that what it is? Yeah, he was talking about, you know, how a lot of people at the time, you know, really appreciated his performances. And yeah, I was like, well, yes, I'm happy that everyone kind of likes these things, because they are fun, and they do sometimes have like straight men in there, but I think it's like out of like an appreciation. But there's a lot of gay lingo. The stories of like these drag queens are like, some of them are very, very traumatizing.
Yeah.
But I'm just happy that they're alive, and I love them.
A drag queen.
Right, like a drag queen.
A drag queen.
Yeah, I had watched it with my friend, like, and and this was his first time watching it, and he was like,
cool.
Oh, this should be like our show. Like,
oh, that's cute.
Yeah, and I was like, well, yes, like, to the back, like, if you do not want to watch RuPaul.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, it was good. It was good. But I will send you the login. For
sure, because I know we were talking about it a little bit, and I never watched RuPaul because it kind of always felt a little bit taboo, but I'm definitely more so interested now that I'm in this point in my life to kind of check it out and see what comes out of it, if it'll be an enjoyable experience, which I for sure think it would be. You know.
Oh, yes.
No, you're all good. But yeah, I didn't get to watch Doechie's win live, but seeing like the results of it and like the producers involved, and I watched this YouTube video of this black young producer. She's probably like in her 20s, just like being emotional about finding out about the nomination news and then winning. So it affects a lot more people than just like the main artists themselves, because it's like you're putting so many other people into positions where they can be acknowledged and credited and validated for their work, which also makes me think about, and I know we're not supporting Kanye West, but a couple years ago, he won a Grammy for best like gospel song or album or something like that when he dropped Jesus is King. And my neighbor, who is like an artistic person, I guess, he like paints and does shit, but I guess I found out that he produces music as well. Produced one of the beats for one of the songs that Kanye actually used on Jesus is King. I think the song is On God. So he, as of a couple years ago, is a Grammy winning producer, like my neighbor.
Babe, nepotism.
Isn't that fucking
like
crazy?
Like your neighbor.
And I never knew that like it dwindles down to like the producers, like they get a fucking trophy too. Like I didn't know that. I thought it was just like the winner, you know what I mean? It's crazy.
I think it's really interesting to look at art now and see how you don't even have to be the artist to be an artist.
Right.
You can always do like behind, and I think that's really interesting, because
it takes a village.
Growing up, like, I don't feel like they ever, not that they didn't encourage us to pursue something in the arts, but, you know, we weren't allowed, or like, you know, we didn't have certain resources, or we didn't have certain like elective programs that, you know, like it gives us like years of expertise or like years of understanding that, you know, you can do something in or out of the industry.
For sure.
And, you know, like that's totally fine. But I think like that's something that I learned in film school, that anything that you do in some way, shape, or form is profitable. And if you also choose to do a career, no matter what path you take, that is the path that you should be taking. Because, you know, sometimes like, and this is discourse on TikTok, like I'll see people like be like, oh, like I'm going to film school, like I'm only going to be a barista for the rest of my life. Like you're not, like, no. I'm sorry, like I'm not going to fight y'all, because obviously I understand that, you know, it's very competitive. But it's also like, you know, for me, for my own experience, since I knew like a lot of people off the bat weren't going to give me an opportunity, I made my own opportunities. And, you know, that's more so like, you know, with what I do with like with my podcast and what I do with, you know, my social media. And I guess just like what I do like on a regular basis, like I'm always creating, I'm always, you know, submitting something into the world or onto the internet, whether it, you know, goes viral or not. So I just feel like it's it's possible. So I just feel like I wish people also understood that, you know, like it'll take you years to be profitable, or it'll take you years to, you know, see some sort of success that you feel is like on a wide scale, like monumental. But even the fact that like I have people like, you know, listening to my podcast like on a regular basis, and like that means so much to me as an artist, because that means that people are willing to listen to my thoughts, and whenever I give something to the world responds back to me. So I just feel like, you know, we shouldn't entirely, you know, feel so like, how do I say it? Like, when you look at a film degree, like, a film degree is useful.
Yeah.
For me, like, it's taught me so many things that I never knew. And I know that because, you know, I didn't grow up, I guess, having, you know, this idea that art could be for me, or that I could be an artist. So for a lot of people that are barely coming into it, that don't have parents or family members that have ever been in this, it is very valuable to them. So on that discourse, I just wanted to say, like, don't tell that to people, because there's, like, a lot of, like, not children on TikTok, but there's, like, a lot of, like, students coming into these programs, and it's like, how do you guys put that in their heads that they're not gonna, like, they're gonna be a barista? Like, that's not true. Like, it is true within some sense, but, you know, it's not that it's impossible either.
Right.
Because I feel like if I thought that way about it, then
you wouldn't be putting yourself in this situation.
I wouldn't be doing anything.
For sure. And I just have to give you kudos, because it's like, as you kind of mentioned, like, being a person of color, you kind of have to show up and kind of give 170%, because you're not offered or awarded the same opportunities that a white person may have. So it's just all about, like, putting yourself out there and just, like, making that lane for yourself, being a trailblazer, if you will, and establishing that path for yourself. So yeah, I just kudos to you. And just on the discourse of, like, some people do this for years, of course, you being a woman of color, but even just being a woman in general, like, you also have to work 10 times harder to see the same successes at the same rates that a man probably would, you know what I mean? And I think that's evident when we see Chaperone, who won best new artist of the year, who has been working her ass off for years. You know, she came I believe in the Midwest. I know she's from the Midwest, but let's give her, I know,
I thought she was from Missouri.
She might be. That sounds more correct. I think I just picked a state that sounded correct.
Yeah, it's Missouri. But
okay,
no,
Missouri.
Like, that's completely fine. Like, no fact checking for you.
No fact checking, please. I thought we weren't doing that today.
Yeah, no
but essentially, yeah, like, I think she gave a really good speech, and I think that win was definitely deserved. And the competition was really, really tough this year. But just seeing the year that she had, and just kind of like what she stands for and who she is as a lesbian Midwestern princess, I guess you could say, it's just really cool to see.
Yeah, and then her new single, The Giver, is being promoted.
Is it out yet?
I don't think it's out yet. I think because I saw for the vinyl, it'll ship out in August. I'm like, August?
Jesus Christ.
But she had, like, created this, like, toll line.
Hot to go.
Yeah, hot to go. And, like, I kept, like, calling for every verse, and I was like, she gets the job done.
Hey, is it good?
Yeah,
does it sound good? Okay.
She had performed it at SNL. I think I think she had performed it. So yeah, I think we'll ultimately be listening to that song, but I know people are still waiting for Subway. Like, she's got away. She's got away.
I'm ready for Chapel. I'm a newer fan. I mean, as I assume a lot of people are, but I'm here to. I'm seated for her journey. I'm excited to see where this goes.
Yeah.
Beyonce won album of the year. I'm happy with that. I'm really happy with that.
Honestly, and to the discourse, guys, I know, everybody was mad.
A lot of people were upset.
A lot of people were upset, but okay, listen to me. From what I've been seeing, you know, in queer media, Billy was not going to be like the front runner. It was going to be Charlie.
Yeah.
It's going to be Charlie, because when you look at, like, album of the year, like, you're looking for, like, who was the most innovative, like,
impactful in a way.
And impactful. And, you know, obviously I know streams are important, but that's what the Grammys were looking for when, you know, they select someone for album of the year. And like they said, out of the 13,000 voting members,
they made sure to emphasize that shit.
Yeah, so it's just like, obviously I love Billie. I loved her album. Her album is so good. This is her best album.
Hit Me Hard and Soft is really good.
I feel like this is like her best album. Like, I just really loved it in general. Like, I loved it so much. She got snubbed which was interesting to see. Taylor got snubbed, but
That was interesting to see.
that was interesting to see also.
Because they're kind of
But
like
she was
both the
lit.
Grammys princesses.
Yeah.
But Taylor was lit, yeah.
But Taylor was lit the entire time. And then I basically did like, how do I say it? Because I had seen this thing on TikTok where it's like gay people get together and they watch like music videos.
Yeah.
And basically that's what I was doing with like my friend. And it says like when the gays invite you over to hang, but it's just 5 hours of watching music videos.
We need to do that.
Yeah.
We haven't had that.
I think, you know, when I love this too. I love this too. And it was fun because, you know, like my friend, like one of his favorite like music videos to watch is Telephone, which I love Telephone. I really do. But my like one of my favorite like 2010 like music videos was probably Last Friday Night by Katy Perry. That's
that is a cultural
that
moment.
was the one that I love. Yeah. But yeah, no, like we literally were watching like for like 2 hours like just music videos, and then we watched the making of Abracadabra. And yeah, all I want to say is that Lady Gaga is hungry. Mayhem is coming March 7th, and we're ready.
We're ready. I think that's a perfect segue because Abracadabra premiered during the Grammys. And as you said, Lady Gaga is hungry. The nachos have been air fried. And baby, they are crispy. They are crunchy. They're good as fuck because Abracadabra, not only is it, I think it became like the #1 song on Spotify, like the global charts. But then the music video is also doing really well. And I think it kind of goes in line with like this whole discourse regarding like recession pop. But sometimes we just need happy gay music to uplift us and distract us from the scariness of the world and our government. But that also is like the purpose of our podcast in a way too, you know? Like we're here to shine a light and be a voice for the voiceless in a way. And yes, as marginalized communities, we must get together and watch. We must get together, celebrate, and watch music videos and have a mayhem streaming party.
Yes, no, literally. But shout out to Paris Global and Bethany Vargas because they helped create and direct this video with Lady Gaga. And you know, for me, it's like Lady Gaga has always stuck to her word. She has always stuck to her word. She's always been for the people. She's always been for the girls. She's always been for the gays. Like the fact that she had, you know, a choreographer that is of, you know, Samoan descent, but she's from New Zealand. That spoke to me when I was watching, you know, like the process in the video, because seeing women of color, you know, at the forefront of media is so compelling for me. And you know, seeing someone like Lady Gaga using that platform to elevate, you know, women of color is really interesting. And then Bethany Vargas, she had worked on music videos for like the Marias. She worked with Donald Glover and Kate Trinata.
Nice.
And some other artists, but I feel like this is like her biggest yet. I mean, she directed Abracadabra.
Yeah.
Like,
that's insane.
That's insane. So, shout out to her. I love women that are working in these spaces and very happy for them.
Very happy for them. Truly. Speaking of strong women and these spaces, I wanted to ask about your experience this semester so far, because I know a couple weeks ago you had shared that you had a black professor who is a lady. So I was wondering how that's been going, and how your classes.
That has been going so well. She is my best friend. Now I'm understanding that the reason why I was so hesitant to be in her class, because her reviews on Rate My Professor, she's review bombed.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Like a ton of bads.
Yeah, and you know who I know? I know who it is.
The white students.
And I'm not going to tell you, but I know who it is.
Really?
I know who they are. I know what kind of students are saying these mean things about her.
Give us the details.
Because for me, like, there's just, like, I've already noticed it, like, in general, like, some of these students, I swear, like, they have not taught y'all any manners, apparently.
Yeah.
Y'all don't know how to respect people. Y'all don't know how to respect people of color. And it astounds me that at this level, you guys...
At your grown age.
Yeah, because we're all between, you know, juniors and seniors. So it's just, to me, like, the fact that, you know, it's just like this is crazy. But I will show it to you. But no No fact checking. No,
No fact checking here.
But I'll show it to you, and I'm just gonna go into my segue. But basically, for the class, we had watched 3 documentaries, and I talked to my teacher more about this after class because I was very inspired and very compelled once I learned more about this. So if you guys would ever want to watch these, I think these are on the Criterion channel or on Ovid. Basically we have titles such as 575 Castro, we have Anthem, and then we have Chronicles of a Lying Spirit. So basically 575 it speaks about hope within the LGBTQ plus IA community, and it's basically the last thoughts of Harvey Milk. And basically he had been a gay man that had, you know, been elected into power, and basically his radical right-wing rival assassinated him, and he knew that this was coming. So it's just, in general, he just spoke about how he felt towards his rival, and about how, you know, in general, that we still needed to keep going and keep pushing, and that it's just, it spoke at the time what was going on in this like political climate, in which I thought a lot about what is happening right now in this country. And it is so unfortunate that, you know, because like he had said, these people are insecure. For people in general, I think I cannot understand why people would choose to hate people because they are different. It makes no sense. And most of the time it's out of insecurity, truly or it's out of fear. Or it's out of not knowing, or the unknown of what the world can be like if we allowed everyone to be equal, which is crazy. But yeah, it was really interesting, really good. And then you had Anthem, and this was really interesting to me because he was a black artist named Marlon Riggs. Very experimental filmmaker, but he highlighted, you know, his experiences and how he felt, you know, being a gay man and being a gay black man in the LGBTQ plus community at the time. And he also incorporated in his shots, he included voguing. And, you know, what I was learning in my dance class was that, you know, obviously I've known this, but voguing is political. It is an expression that has been held in ballroom since the beginning of time. But yeah, gay people have always existed, no matter what, no matter if it's been documented or not. They have always existed, so no matter what y'all say. But yeah, I guess his films changed how, you know, work was shown and how funding was used, because, you know, at the time it was unconventional, but it made a lot of people feel like, you know, maybe we should have this, you know, on some sort of network. So I think that was, you know, he was a true visionary for his time, and I just was left very inspired by him. And then the last one was Chronicles of a Lying Spirit by Colleen Smith. Basically, for her undergrad, her senior project, she had to make a film about herself and then a character about herself in fiction. And basically, she created an alter ego that created lies about her. Heard of the concept of alter ego when it comes to like Doechii, or I've heard, you know, when it comes to like Beyonce, people like black women or black people create alter egos that, you know, become a different character within themselves, that, you know, sometimes these are very expressionary in a positive way or in a negative way. And I find that really interesting. And no matter what, black people have always been at the forefront of media, and they are literally the blueprint for anything that exists. So I don't care. Happy Black History Month.
Happy Black fucking History Month.
And what I found really compelling also about some of her works is that she had gone on a residency, and she had been in the south of Florida, I believe, and she had created this like costume out of these barnacles called pinchos. And basically the pincho, it's inky and black and it's oily, and that's what it looks like from the front. But when you finally look at the other side, or you break into it, the other side is beautiful. And that's what she made between the comparison of a black person and how a black person is can view themselves even in this political climate, because what people may see on the outside doesn't affect what we see on the inside.
Truly.
But I just thought that that was really interesting, and the way that she thinks about process, and the way that she thinks about, you know, creating a message for black people to feel, you know, understand that in their totality, that no matter what their skin color is, that you guys have always been beautiful since the beginning. So that's it for my segment. But if you guys want to watch these are on the Criterion channel or Ovid. But yeah.
You ate that.
Yes.
Thank you. That was very insightful. I just, even in the last few minutes, just learned so much. But I think it's really cool that you are in a class where this is being taught. Like, this is the course material. You're learning about Black history, but then you're also learning about these people that have been in media, you know, whose voices have kind of been suppressed for so long or haven't been amplified or really showcased within society, really. So I'm glad that you're sharing that here. And I think that was a perfect way to share a little bit about the homework that you've done regarding Black history. So A+, you aced that. You aced that. I just wanted to share a little bit here real quick. Just some family updates. So I'm not necessarily, I guess I'm just diving in a little bit here. I'm not necessarily the closest with my dad's side of the family just because we're distant. You know what I mean? Like, and when we did see each other, the times were few and far between. But we're having a family reunion and it's in 2 weeks, and I'm kind of excited because I'm gonna get to see a lot of people that resemble me, that kind of are truly like my doppelgangers in a way. Like, they're my blood, you know what I mean? And it's gonna be so cool to meet so many of my cousins that my grandma has told me about, who are doctors or pharmacists, you know what I mean? Like, these people that have already gone through the college system that I've never really had the opportunity to introduce myself to. So I'm just hoping that this event can kind of become a way for me to expand my family connections a little bit and really just cement myself a little bit more with my Black side. So really excited for that. It's going to be no kids allowed, but me and all my sisters are going. So
yeah,
perfect. Yeah. We're all a little bit more grown now too, but my youngest sister's birthday is this upcoming week. I'm very excited. She's down in Arizona, but I'll see her next week. And yeah, love my Black family.
Yes, period. Halftime show. Hey, amazing.
Hey.
We had the president in attendance, and
that was crazy. And he had a show.
Yeah, he had a
The
show.
Great American Game.
Yeah, with Uncle Sam.
Uncle Sam.
Yeah.
I think there was a lot to unpack about that performance, but I think as subtle of an artist that Kendrick is, I think this was a really powerful one. And I think it only gets better with every rewatch with every time that you experience it, it only gets better. You know what I mean? And, you know, I kind of had a feeling when I first found out that these artists aren't necessarily compensated for their halftime performances, but I think Kendrick's message was clear, and I think it resonated with a lot of audiences. Of course, there's some discourse, but I think for the people that understood it, and the people that, you know, kind of clocked the message, it's resonated with the audiences because Kendrick is now like the #1 most streamed artist. I think Luther featuring SZA is on track to hit #1 this upcoming week on the Billboard Hot 100. So he's definitely like reaping the benefits of this kind of like delayed gratification. On our first episode, we kind of discussed like the origins of this whole Kendrick and Drake beef, and now we're kind of seeing it play out full circle. That's so crazy. We're kind of seeing like the end of it. He won a Grammy for Song of the Year, I believe, Record of the Year. He won so many Grammys, but this is crazy.
Yes,
I was really satisfied with Kendrick's performance. I think it's a good one, and it's the most viewed televised program nationally since either the moon landing or Michael Jackson's Super Bowl. It was one of the two. I forgot what the statistic was, but America was tuned in.
Yeah, and that mic was on for Solana.
The mic was...
For those
well, I don't know. Was it?
I heard that it was.
Okay.
I heard that it was, so... I heard, like, this compressed version of it, and you could, like, hear their voices, actually.
Okay.
But, I don't know, it's because the stands were at work, and the stands aren't going to let y'all say that the mic wasn't on. So.
No, and I'm a stan, but I always got to give my girl the benefit of the doubt. But she looked good, she sounded good, whether it was pre-recorded or not, she ate. This may be the night that my tears might let me know on this. And with that...
Media.
I need to watch Black Panther again.
Yay.
I need to watch Black Panther again.
Yes.
All right. What do we have for Media of the Week?
Media of the Week. I wanted to start off, guys. I just went to go see Captain America: Brave New World.
Ooh.
This movie had been getting a bit like review bombed, and some people didn't like it because it's not Steve Rogers. I don't care. This is Sam Wilson. But
See, Roger's old as hell now. Who cares?
Yeah, like he literally got sent into the past.
Literally, he lived his life.
Yeah, but people like with the comments and everything, Steve Rogers selected Sam Wilson and Bucky okayed it. So I don't care what y'all say. These characters already okayed it. I don't care.
Yep.
But it was really good. They also, I didn't know that Danny Ramirez was in this movie. Fine as hell. He could take it.
Don't know who that is, but I'll be tuning in.
Yeah, no, this movie was really good. It was good. It was good. I liked it.
Good.
Yeah, but Danny Ramirez fine as hell. He can take it. Fine as hell.
Okay, I got Google. I got Google right in front of me.
Who is Danny Ramirez? He's from Chicago. I think he's 32. Like, look at me knowing. But yeah, fine. Yeah, he's Colombian and Mexican, and I was like, there you go.
There you go. Does he have a prominent role?
Yeah, he's basically like the he's basically like not the sidekick to like Captain America, but it's because like I don't know everything about comics, but I went and I enjoyed it. I haven't fully watched like the series and this and that, but he looked good. Everybody looked good. I had a good time. Harrison Ford did a good job. And then for my next Black Media of the Week,
sure.
Abyss, The Weeknd, and Lana Del Rey. I've been like streaming that like so bad. Like I'm probably like in the top 0.01%
for that track alone. Yeah.
Like I'm running away. But literally, it was so good. And then I've been listening back to back the Crash Deluxe. So good. I'm so happy that Charlie is finally getting like her flowers for the those albums like from the past. So yeah, that's it for me. But yeah, really happy.
Good. Yeah, as I kind of shared before, Hurry Up Tomorrow, still streaming it. It's good. I'm kind of sad that this is like the last Weeknd album, and I just recently figured out that it transitions into his first debut album, House of Balloons, so it's very full circle in a way, which is kind of sad to think about, but have been streaming that, and I will be in attendance at the After Hours Till Dawn tour this May, so right after Cowboy Carter, I'll be seeing The Weeknd with Playboi Carti, so that's gonna be fun. Really excited for that, as well as Chromacopia. So I went to go to the tour, not really knowing too much about Tyler's discography. Like, I'm a casual listener, not necessarily a fan, but after leaving the concert, I definitely became a fan. I was impressed with what I saw, very intrigued, and he's just a really good performer all around. Everyone was in high spirits, and you just had people of all age ranges, you know what I mean? You had kids, and you had these elderly free spirits who were just having the time of their life. And you kind of gave me a bit of a heads up, but yeah, Tyler do be calling like everybody in the audience like, what up bitches, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's so crazy. But also,
Please don't get me.
No, please don't get me. Lil Yachty was the opener, and he fucking fell off the stage. Like, he tripped.
Yeah,
Did you see the video?
Yeah,
that was so insane. Like, that happened in front of me, and my phone died in the middle of the concert, so I only got to see the first act, and then, like, the rest of the concert, I was, like, living in the moment, locked in, but it was a really good experience. Aside from that, Alligator Bites Never Healed, Doechii won Hip Hop Album of the Year for a reason, third female too, and it was a mixtape that she completed in a month, so it's very impressive for the work that it is. Let me see what my favorite on there. I mean, I really like Catfish. Boom Bap. The video for Boom Bap is entertaining. I like it. And Denial is a River. Like, okay, that's the obvious choice, but Denial is a River, it's like, you gotta go with that. You know what I mean? And then as far as a movie that I saw recently, or a movie that I started and I'm in the process of finishing, the 888 Have you heard of the 888
I feel like I've heard of it.
It's it takes place in World War II, and it follows the story of the first, or I guess the only all-female women of color squad during World War II, and they were called the 668. So it's just kind of following their story. I think it has Kerry Washington in it, and it's really interesting so far. I'm probably about halfway through, but it's just kind of following the story of these ladies who almost don't necessarily know what they're getting themselves into, but they want a better life for themselves. So they're serving the country, and a lot of them want to get into education as well, or they want to get into higher academia post their time in the war. So it's just really cool, and I'm loving it so far. I want to see how it plays out. Very entertaining. There's also a Blaxican character in there, which I thought the inclusion of was really cool. Back in World War II, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like, what do they call those? Like a timepiece? Not a timepiece, but like period piece almost, but definitely showcasing those other perspectives that you don't see a lot of or didn't necessarily realize were there. So yeah, 668, been enjoying it. Tyler, Dochi, Abel, my media of the week. Everyone is winning. This whole award season month was for Kamala's victory timeline. But I think you said that in the last episode too, but I just needed to reiterate it because it's so true. All right, to close us out, who do you think is taking Best Picture of the Year at the Oscars this year?
I think at this point it might be Honora.
Honora?
It sounds crazy, but she won a BAFTA.
A BAFTA.
For Best Actress.
I saw
and
that.
then they said for Best Screenwriting.
Film? Oh.
He also got selected for that, and then adapted screenplay.
Is BAFTA like more prestigious?
I feel like it is prestigious, but people take it like very, very serious.
Wow.
So yeah, honestly, I don't know. I feel like Best Picture might go to Honora.
Okay.
So I'd be really happy for that.
Yeah.
You know, support low budget indie film, support your black artists, support everyone.
Support them.
Yes.
I haven't seen it, but I know that the marathon is coming up soon, so I'd love to do that if you'd be down to.
We will be watching. We will be in attendance.
We will be in attendance.
Yes.
And with that, this has been episode 9 of Navigating 20s. We will see you guys in our next episode. Any closing remarks?
Maybe just happy Black History Month, and I love everyone, and I hope everyone is taking care of themselves because of everything that's been going on in the country.
For sure.
I hope you guys know that there's hope, and we will be on the other side.
Always.
Eventually.
We will be on the other side eventually, but in the meantime, we'll be here with you guys. Be sure to tune in, like, subscribe, follow, do all of the things, and we'll see you guys soon. Happy Black History Month, and take care of yourselves. Bye.